So apparently there's a scam happening where a big influencer's manager will reach out and say that they want you to be on their podcast. I was the latest victim of this, and my Facebook account got hacked and I lost it. When I lost it, I was at 62,000 followers and I had like almost 9,000 likes on it. It was really starting to pop off. All of that came within like 6 weeks. 6 weeks ago, I had 180 followers, and when I lost it, it was at 62,000. So, unfortunate. I'm going to tell you everything that happened in this video, so if you're a content creator and your page is growing organically and doing pretty well, you do not fall victim to this scam like I did. So what happened was a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I got an email saying that, I don't even remember her name was, Gabrielle something, wanted me to be on her podcast. She had 1 million followers, and I was like, wow, why would she want me on there? But I had never heard of this scam before. The email sounded really professional. It had a professional email. I know usually they tell you to look out for the whatever@gmail.com, but it was like, I think the guy's name was Peter at Gabrielle something podcast.com. So it was like a business email. It had the thing at the bottom where it said, this email is confidential only for blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know, but everything on there looked professional. It looked like it came from a professional email. Anyways, it was asking me to be on the podcast. It was talking about my channel and how she related to what I did and how she thought it would be cool to join and all, or to work together and all this stuff. And everything seemed very genuine. The spelling was correct. Grammar was pretty good. I mean, I didn't look that close into it at the time, but even afterwards, it was solid grammar. So it just didn't sound scammy at all. I was totally for it. We emailed back and forth for probably a good week about what the podcast looked like, what the questions would be, what she would be asking, how it would work, all this kind of stuff. Again, very professional. Then they said they wanted me to get on a Zoom call with them before the podcast so they could walk me through what it would look like, what we would be talking about, like the layout of things. And I was like, that makes sense. Why would you never meet me like virtually and then we would just talk on this podcast and assume everything's going to go well? So I was like, okay, no problem. We set up a like 15-minute chunk of time where they were going to walk me through how to get on this Facebook event. So this was going to be like, hi buddy. So this was going to be a live Facebook event. Keep that in mind. So we have this Zoom call set up to talk about what we're going to be talking about and going through, and to show me how to get on the Facebook event. I get on there, red flag, doesn't have his camera on. I should have said something, but also I didn't want to have my camera on because I had my baby with me. He was supposed to be down for a nap, but he was really squirmy, and I already told him I could do this time, and we had rescheduled it once, so I was like, didn't want to be a pain, so I was just going to hold him. When they didn't have their camera on, I was kind of like, thanks, I don't really want to put mine on either. Talking English was pretty good. Every once in a while, they would say something, and I was like, what? A little bit foreign sounding, which would not be a bad thing, but I got scammed, so now I'm like, So didn't turn his camera on. The other thing that I thought was weird at the beginning was I was talking to a guy named Peter on email. When I got on the Zoom call, he was like, hey, this is Jordan. I was like, Jordan, I thought I was working with Peter. And he's like, we're managers, we work together, blah, blah, blah. Don't know why I wasn't like, that's weird, let me talk to Peter first. I don't know who you are, and he didn't mention anything about it, Jordan. There's a lot of red flags that, looking back, I'm like, I am so dumb. But at the time, I was like, okay. 'Cause again, they never asked me to share my information. There was no reason for me to be like, oh, I'm definitely going to get hacked, because I hadn't given them any information. So anyways, whatever. Besides the point. So I'm on the Zoom call. They had me pull up my Facebook page, again, not showing them anything that they couldn't see on their own on my Facebook page. And then they had me go to like my business portfolio and events just to see how many events I had done before, and I hadn't done any. I don't know if that was something they used. And then once we were on the events tab, he had me put in my own email to invite myself. So he was like, so you'll do this when you get on the live event. I don't know why I would invite myself to a live event that I am going on someone else's, but whatever. You'll do this on the live event. This is how you'll get on. So I was like, okay. Invited myself. I got an email directly from Facebook. It was from Facebook to my personal email. It was not like a spammy email that I was like, why would I click on this? Again, click on it. Took me to my Facebook page. Like, that's all I did. And somehow from there, they got onto my like Meta business page, and made themselves top admin and took away my access. They were really slimy. These guys definitely have no conscience because one, they knew I had my baby with me. I said that. They could hear him because he was being a little squirmy whiny. And then at the end, he was very nice, very genuine sounding. He was like, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us. I think the podcast is going to go really smooth. It'll be great. We'll use it for some reels and we'll post on different places, help your platform boost a little bit too. He was like, I just really appreciate you taking the time, even knowing that you have a baby. Pleasure to meet you. And then that was the end of the call. So like I felt really good when it ended too. Then later that day, I got an email from Danica Patrick's manager saying that she wanted me on her podcast. And I was like, this is too good to be true. That doesn't make any sense. So I look up on TikTok and I was like, podcast scams. Then I see it all over and I was like, freaking dang nabbit. So I wouldn't have known I was hacked if I didn't get that Danica Patrick email, because after I got that, I went back and did the steps that Jordan Peter told me to do on my Facebook page, and I saw where he had put his name in, which was actually Maha Noor or something, with an email I didn't recognize that said, Maha Noor, full access, head admin, Katie Klukas, parentheses, you, partial access. So I could not delete him. I couldn't change his accesses. He could add more people. So then I was like, freaking A. So then I'm doing all this, like, how do I get him off ChatGPT out the wazoo? Watched some YouTube videos, and they told me to pay for the little check mark, Meta verified, because that's how you can access, like, live chat, live support. So that's what I did. I got on with somebody. This was Thursday. It's now Monday. No, it's now Tuesday, and they're still working on it. So they have said, updates have said they're working on getting things back to where I have them. They said that he had taken out a lot of ad spends, like paid for ads, but that would be like a credit back on my account, which is fine, but like he didn't have any of my bank information or anything. I had no bank information set up to Facebook, so I don't know. But I did talk to somebody that said this happened to them, and the people have racked up $30,000 with bots, like with views from bots that they got paid for. And then she had to file claims and stuff with the IRS saying that that was not her and she didn't make that money. So I'm glad I hopped on it as fast as I did and found it out, because hopefully that avoided them doing any of that. But yeah, so I'm still waiting to have my page back. Facebook says they're working on it, says they're trying to get everything back for me. I just haven't seen anything. The bright side of this is that when we were on Zoom, he showed me his screen to show me some of his clients, which I now know are just a bunch of people he's hacked. And one of them was My Protein Pantry, and I don't know why I remembered that, but I did. And when I found out I was hacked, I was like, wait a second. And I looked up My Protein Pantry, and I found her email, and I emailed her, and I was like, heads up, if this happened to you, I think you're definitely hacked. And she went back and found everything. She was able to get them off because she had her Instagram connected to Facebook, and I did too, but they took that off for some reason. So they only wanted Facebook. They didn't want my Instagram because they had access to both. So she was able to get it back. So woohoo. I'm glad she was saved. And this guy lost 2 of his hacked accounts. Waiting for mine to come back. Facebook has confirmed that they're working on it and that I will have it back. Apparently the way that it was before I was hacked, because after they hacked everything, they deleted all of my content. They rearranged my photos, like my cover photo, my profile picture. They turned it into a medical sales page instead of a like farm page, but they still have all my farmy content home set up, so I don't know. But they ruined it completely. It looks like trash. So that is why they hack people, because they don't know how to make pages from scratch, obviously. So if you are a content creator, if you're growing, apparently it's a big thing to hack organically grown Facebook pages that are doing well and then use bots and ads to make money off of that somehow. So watch yourself. Don't go on any podcasts. I saw somewhere when I was looking through to see if this was a scam that you should ask them to have the direct Instagram account directly message your account. So it's like Danica Patrick would have messaged me personally and said, yes, I do want you to be on my podcast. Obviously, when they're hacking you, that can't happen. to the Danica Patrick email, I said, thanks so much, but this is definitely a scam. And they never responded. So, just beware. If you think it's too good to be true, it probably is, unfortunately. But it was really exciting when I thought it was real. I'll let you know when I have my Facebook back. But that is what has been going on with me. So moral of the story, be careful. Thanks for following along on my adventure. Hopefully I have my Facebook back soon and I don't get hacked again.